Training required for participation in your site's gas rescue team. Annual respiratory protection training, annual fit test, trained and participating in the Blackline GPS worker down system. Participate in a documented practice rescue annually. Prior to breaking any landfill gas line or performing other work such as trenching that would expose you to dangerous atmospheres, gas monitoring must be performed. If either of the below listed conditions exist, then work must be conducted with supplied air, and the guidelines of this gas rescue plan must be followed. First, test the landfill gas line prior to work to determine if it contains H2S at levels of 80 parts per million or greater when tested with a GEM 5000 or Draeger tube. Walk the work area to determine if a 4-gas monitor continually alarms, whether it be LEL, O2, H2S, or CO. If supplied air is required, the following must be adhered to. Employees working with supplied air will have a means of communication, cell phone and Blackline GPS, to initiate rescue in the event of an emergency. 2 workers must be at the scene of work at all times. If work is done by 1 person on supplied air, the standby person must be outside of the dangerous atmosphere as indicated by the 4-gas monitor. If 2 workers are on supplied air, a 3rd trained employee must be on site, have a cell phone with him/her at all times, and be part of the Blackline GPS call-out system. Prior to commencing work with supplied air. When working with supplied air, workers must be in constant visual contact with each other. Rescue equipment must be on the vehicle to include a rescue sled and first aid equipment at the location where work is being performed. All equipment must be inspected prior to working with supplied air. In the event a well-filled worker loses consciousness, the backup person is to contact emergency services through the use of the Blackline GPS by activating the emergency alarm. If workers are unable to activate the Blackline GPS unit, it will activate due to inactivity and notify the backup person who is outside of the dangerous atmosphere. This is monitored and verified with a 4-gas monitor to ensure you are in a safe atmosphere. If able, the second person will don supplied air and will eliminate the hazard at the source. This is in the event that the hazard can be eliminated quickly and does not pose a threat. Example would be capping a line. Once the hazard is eliminated, the second person can now administer first aid until emergency services arrive. If the gas hazard cannot be eliminated prior to emergency rescue operations being performed, the second person will don supplied air and aid and utilize rescue retrieval equipment or harness drag if the victim is in an environment where 4-gas monitor is alarming. Perform harness drag. First, crouch behind the victim's head and grab the harness shoulder straps. Lift with your legs. Walk backwards, dragging the victim to safety, downhill if possible. Remove mask from victim and administer first aid as needed. Prior to removing the mask from the victim, rescue worker will verify that the atmosphere is safe through the verification with a 4-gas monitor. Gas rescue with the use of retrieval equipment. This is to be used in areas with potential ground hazards or when unable to perform a harness drag. First, position victim on rescue sled and secure with straps. Victim should be on his back or side. Lift with your legs, walk backwards, dragging the rescue sled to safety, downhill if possible. Verify that you are in a safe atmospheric environment through verification with your LEL monitor. Once you are in a safe environment, remove the victim's mask and administer first aid as needed. After medical services have arrived, taking custody of victim and hazard abate it, remaining personnel are to assist in investigation. A log is to be maintained, documenting when work was done under supplied air that will track the people performing the work, date and time work was performed.